Victoria had mentioned that she'd been living here for the past 10 years, but Soriya was inclined to ask if she'd heard that correctly. It really looked as if she'd been living here for the last few weeks, if that. No pictures of family or friends hanging on the wall, no scratches or scuff marks on the walls, no stains on the floor. Nothing was out of place. It was just too neat. Suddenly, Victoria opened the locked door to the room at the end of the hallway upstairs, and Soriya nearly collapsed in shock. This room was unique, different. Maybe this room was the real Victoria. Soriya couldn't control her shock. This is really... Soriya was once again trying to form a coherent sentence and once again failing to. Victoria was staring at her with an unreadable look on her face and making no attempt to say anything to stop her rambling. Soriya was red as a tomato as she giggled nervously, shifting awkwardly as her eyes traveled around the hallway. She was trying her best not to look at Victoria or inside of the room. She felt as if that room was something personal that she wasn't supposed to be seeing, even though Victoria had been the one to show it to her in the first place. "Are you uncomfortable?" Victoria asked, and Soriya let out a quiet snort. Boy, was that an understatement. "I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. I just wanted to show you this room because it's my favorite in the house. If you'd like to go back downstairs, we can—" "Yes, please," Soriya nodded quickly. I liked the kitchen," she squeaked out. Victoria's lips quirked up into a smile as she nodded and gestured for Soriya to follow her. The two of them slowly walked back down the stairs and into the kitchen, where Victoria pulled out a chair at the kitchen table for Soriya, and Soriya mumbled a quiet, "Thank you," before taking a seat. The two of them remained silent as Victoria prepared a mug of hot chocolate for Soriya and a coffee for herself. When she was finished, she placed the mug in front of Soriya and took a seat across from her, letting out a small sigh. "Maybe it was selfish of me to bring you here," she said after clearing her throat. "I probably should have explained the job that I had in mind for you before bringing you all the way out here. I have a feeling that this whole thing might have been a waste of time." "What?" Soriya's eyes widened as she shook her head. That was the last thing she wanted to hear. Her savings were running out quickly. She was pretty sure she was already about to get behind on her bills, and she hadn't had any luck with finding a job. This was probably her best shot at finding work. At the very least, it's the closest that she'd gotten so far. She couldn't afford for this to not work out. "It wasn't a waste of time, I promise. I'm sure things will work out. I'm sorry about my reaction to that room, but it isn't a problem, I swear.